Hi everyone, it's Beck Beattie here, and today I'm going to share with you a fun project I created, basically teaming up my Ruby Rocket Bella Fundamentals products with some Shimmers products. So I definitely had a lot of fun with this, and I just love how it turned out. So I thought I'd take you through how I created it, and you can create one of your own. So we'll get started. So to start with, I chose some pretty papers that I wanted to use, and I also had this cute wooden Kaisercraft owl that I was dying to use. So I just laid that up and I just stitched through some different papers. And then after I did that, I just traced out the roughly the shape of the owl, just to give a bit of a rough cut before I actually adhered the paper onto the owl. So I'm just roughly cutting that out with my scissors so that I can easily adhere that onto the owl. So you can see that fun stitching that I've created on there. I really love how that sort of came with the pattern papers, really just did accent it. So here I'm just using some paper glue, so just using giving it a coat with my paintbrush and just giving it an all over even coat so that the paper can adhere to each of the different areas on the wood piece that I'm using there. So now I'm just going to adhere it down, just pressing it down. Now it does overlap a little bit the edges, so all I've done is I've taken a sanding block and just sanded off the edges until I've basically gone all the way around. So I'll just speed that up a little bit and also use a little file as well just to get into some of the little corners and just take off those edges. So that gives a really good finish. So here's where I chose some beautiful florals from the Ruby Rocket Bolt collection and also some beautiful lace here as well. And what I was going to do is I just wanted to colour them up a little bit to a little bit more of a sort of browny sort of colour. So I've chosen these yellow coloured flowers because they did form a really good base for the colour that I wanted. And here I'm just using the Shimmers Vibe Spray in the Hot Fudge colour. Really love the color of this spray. Gives a really beautiful shimmery color to it as well, which you will see in the photos at the end. Now just once I've dried off my flowers, I've just layered it up with some metal flowers and embellishments. So these came really cool. I didn't want them to look exactly the same. I wanted to have a bit of fun with them. And they're going to form the eyes of my wooden owl. So here I just wanted to colour up the lace as well, just to work in with the colours in the papers on the owl. And so I'm just adding a little bit of the pink tone in the Cotton Candy Spritz Spray by Shimmers, as well as a little bit of that Hot Fudge colour again. So just giving that a sweet look. And I also then added in a little bit of the Textures Sandy Stone paste just over the top, just to give that little bit more of that sort of sandy sort of colour to it, that little bit of peachy colour, which just worked in really well with the tones, especially at the top of the owl. And I just felt that having those different colours really just added a little bit more depth to lace and really came up really pretty once it dried up with the heat gun. So next I'm just taking some chipboard elements, and these are going to form my, basically accent my wings of the owl. So I've just sprayed those again with that Hot Fudge colour, and I'm just going to, I've just cut them into a couple of pieces. So I haven't even used the whole, this was a clock, but I haven't actually used the whole clock. And as you can see, I'm just going to place that where I want on the owl. There's the eyes on the owl, and also using another sort of metal embellishment. I've got the nose for the owl as well. So just adhering a few things with some silicone adhesive, so a little sort of gem on there. And now I'm just going to adhere those eyes down onto the owl. Really love how they look. I didn't want them looking exactly the same, and I really love the effect. It gives a really sort of cool arty effect. There's a little nose that I've created just out of another metal floral embellishment. I just sort of cut the petal out and just bent it up to make a beautiful little nose there. So just adding that on with a little bit of the silicone adhesive there. Now I'm going to have to let that sit overnight so that it does harden properly. Now here I'm just using again a little bit of white glue just to adhere the chipboard on there. Now that paper glue will work really well with that paper to paper bonding. So yeah, just add a little bit on there, not too much, and just trimming those to make them look a little bit symmetrical as well. So it's really cute. Love how it's coming up. Now I'm going to add in some of the other elements, obviously the lace elements that I coloured up earlier with the Shimmers Spritz spray, the Vibe spray, and also the Textures paste as well. So just using some good strong glue there. And now I'm also going to add in a little bit of bling, some of the Bella bling. That's a border strip, that one. Small border line it's called. Really love that. It comes with that creamy sort of colour as well as some black strips as well. And it looked really perfect just on the bottom of the owl there. Now I just wanted to add sort of like some inspirational words. I thought this would make a really cool sort of wall hanging sort of to put up in my craft room. And so the words that are on there just say reaching for the stars, and you could easily recreate those just typed out on your computer, and you could colour it up to whatever, or you could print it out straight onto the pattern paper, which look really cool. So I hope you enjoyed watching it come together. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you've enjoyed my project or any other projects on my channel. Enjoy watching the photos and having a look at the details in there, and really have a look at the glimmer that comes up in those flowers. Again, thanks very much for watching, and hope you get crafty. See ya!